want a loan to start a small business.
Small business.
Small business.
I work for a small business.
A small business.
I'm saving money to buy a small business.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Small Business Survival Guide podcast, where entrepreneurs from the pest control world share their tips to help your business thrive in the real world. Join us as we break down the business game and steer you towards success. I'm Oscar, the humble videographer here at Suburban Pest Management, and joining me once again is Nicole. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Oscar. How are you?
I'm very, very well. So last time we got together, Nicole, we had a bit of a marketing powwow, and it was one of my favorite episodes because I got to talk to you, but you had the great idea of talking to me this episode?
Yeah.
What? Why would you want to do that?
No, I think what you do is exceptional in the pest control industry. And
Stop it. It's very kind. Very, very kind.
I think people need to hear your story.
Okay, well, do you have anything to ask me?
I do. Let's start from the very beginning, Oscar. Not
Okay.
from 1997. I've heard that joke before.
Yeah.
When did you start at SPM?
I started at SPM back in February of 2020. So that's quite a few years ago now, 4 years. And actually getting to the interview was quite wasn't my best day, I must admit. It was raining very heavily, much like it is today, so apologies to audio listeners if you can hear the rain. But yeah, it was pouring, so I was late getting to the train. I drove to the train station, missed the train.
Yep.
I was like, that's okay, because being me and being someone that had a job interview, I left much, much earlier, being like, that's okay if I miss this train, I'll get the next one.
Yep.
And so I went and waited for the next one, and I was on the wrong platform. So I missed 2 trains in the pouring rain, and then I was like, okay, stuff this. I'm going to drive out to Caboolture because I'm based in Brisbane. And then I just drove all the way out and rung up Tom and was like, I'm going to be late and I'm really sorry. And I drove through the rain and rocked up to the interview completely soaked. But they must have liked me because I'm still here 4 years later. But yes.
45 minutes late, wasn't it?
Yes, I was almost an hour late. But I must have made one heck of an impression. Yeah, after all that. But yeah, it's been 4 years.
That's a great story. I love it. And what work did you start on when you first started at SPM?
Well, when Tom hired me, he had hired a videographer previously, and part of their role was doing a lot of internal videos, how to greet this client, how to work on this job. And I just continued that kind of work. We did a lot of internal training, because part of the thing I love about working here was the vision behind actually hiring a videographer, because I think Tom wanted to create this massive database full of internal training, which I like. I mean, it's been done in previous industries before, but I've never heard it done in pest control. And yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the internal stuff. And then, of course, I did some of the social media stuff at the start, some more promotional videos, just trying to get our footing. And it was really, I reckon the first year was more of a buffer period to see what SPM could offer me and what I could offer SPM, and made it a bit more of a collaborative effort than I've had in previous jobs.
Yeah. I only started 4 months or so after you.
Yeah, it was quite soon.
Pretty quick, yeah. So did you have any expectations of the person starting in my role and marketing manager's role?
I wanted them to be nice. I think quite a lot of my job satisfaction was kind of reliant on then hiring the right marketing manager, the person overseeing me, and luckily that was the case. But yeah, I mean, sure, I had my result. I didn't know what to expect really, because I just been, for the 4 months that you weren't here, just kind of been following Tom around like a headless chicken, hoping for that I was doing the right thing. And so when you came along, I think the strategy kind of became more clear as to what we could do with pest control, social media, videography, and all that.
So you probably answered this question, but I'll ask it anyway because there could be another angle. So what was SPM hoping to achieve by having an in-house videographer? I know you've covered some of it, but do you think they were hoping to be able to stand out from the rest, or what's your feeling?
Most definitely. I think it is an ambitious move to, because a lot of companies will just hire a third-party videographer for the odd video. They say, "Oh, we kind of want a couple posts for Facebook. Oh, we'll get someone in to video." But for them, especially in quite not an early stage in the company, because the company's been around for a while, but wanting to utilize social media, I think, was a huge thing. And we spoke in the last podcast, the two of us, just the power of video. And I feel like they recognize that here, because I still think video is so unbelievably powerful. And so, yes, whilst I said that the internal videos was probably part of the big picture, we have so many internal videos now, me being 4 years in, I've created multiple courses on, and kind of created our own internal database of training and that things and the techs can refer to and the admin team can refer to. But on top of that, we've had so many opportunities, like I'm sure we'll talk about later. But yeah, my role definitely evolved, like from what SPM was trying to achieve, I suppose. But initially, I think it was just trying to see and kind of place a bet as to what video could do for SPM. And I think it's been doing well, if I do say so myself.
Yeah. Well, I was one of those people that you mentioned out there in the marketing world hiring a videographer in the past, for ad hoc projects and stuff like that. And it can be a bit challenging. So it's great to have an in-house videographer that can just do it. It's awesome.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So what are Tom and Kahlee like to film with?
What do they like to film with?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's interesting. I think at the start, I don't know if, I hope Tom will be listening to this, but it was quite hard finding my footing because, I've been hired full time and it's like, all right, you're going to make all of these internal videos with this stranger in a industry that you don't really understand. And I brought in like my own camera and my own microphone. They gave me a laptop and everything, but we were really bare bones back in the day. And Tom, I think part of what makes us work so well together is I feel like I was actually able to kind of get more of a performance out of Tom, because Tom would go back and look at his old videos and be like, I don't like that one. Yeah, I don't like that one. We need to refilm that. Yeah. My delivery is horrible. And I feel like... And it was never horrible. His delivery was never horrible. Oh, no, that's him saying that, not me. I think it's fine. But part of why I think Tom kind of likes what I do here is because I'll be like, no, say that line differently. Yeah. That might be more of a director's approach. Gosh, talk about film school. My goodness. But I think Tom really appreciated that. So at the start, yeah, sure, maybe the first few were awkward trying to figure out what Tom was like as a video presenter, what I was like as a content creator.
Yeah.
But just as the time's gone on, like we have basically finessed it into a fine art now.
Oh, it's unbelievable how fast you can turn it.
We bought a teleprompter. And now Tom and I, there's a certain level of trust there that I know what the video is going to look like. I know if Tom's going to be happy with the way he said stuff, and we're able to do some really quick turnarounds. So working with Tom is fine, and working with Kahlee is different. Kahlee and I don't film nearly as many videos as Tom and I do, and Kahlee is she doesn't enjoy being on camera, but then if you chat to her for 2 minutes and say, oh, it's just a conversation if we're doing a podcast, or if I put together the video and she's like, oh, it's actually turned out quite nice. So I think there's also been a level of trust that I've developed with Kahlee where she's more comfortable in front of the camera than ever, and I'm sure that's probably an added benefit of having someone else do the video for them than them having to do it themselves. Yeah.
Kahlee's sensational on camera.
Oh, she absolutely is.
She
needs to be in. Yeah. She needs to be in more, but it's just a matter of finding the time, I suppose.
So, getting back to how we use the promotional videos in our marketing, can you tell us in your words how you see them?
How I see the promotional videos being used.
Being used, yeah.
Well, there's many different avenues for promotional videos, and a lot of avenues that I didn't even realize before working here with your insight. I never understood how Facebook ads worked. Never knew it was a separate studio or anything like that. So we have just a lot of videos on Facebook that need specific dimensions and specific time frames and all of that. So that was a different world, kind of entering that, realizing, oh, okay, yeah, we've got a promotional video here, but it has to be under 30 seconds. It has to be square and preferably have some captions on it. Maybe put the most exciting thing in the first 3 seconds so that people can keep retention. There's so many other things that I didn't even think about. So yeah, I think promotional videos, Facebook, we have like paid Facebook, which is more like the inorganic stuff. And then we have the organic videos that Tom and I like to put out. Back in the day, it was like not so fun facts. And nowadays we kind of use the podcast as a promotional video. We put this out. This is something for people to connect with SPM as a brand. So I would regard the podcast is definitely a promotion. Well, so the video version's a promotional video. The audio's promotional audio, I guess. So there's that. We've got a bunch of stuff on YouTube. I've never considered how boosted videos on YouTube were a thing. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about AdWords. What is the thing we use to
Google Ads?
Yeah, Google Ads. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Always wondered how those skippable ads on YouTube and things came to be, and now I know.
Yeah.
I think there's many different avenues for promotional videos, but how do we use them? Oh, I don't know. What exactly are you looking to pocket in my mind? With that?
We have videos on the website, and we get them to load quickly so that they help us with our SEO as well. So not only are they working in terms of promotion on our website, they're also helping us with our SEO, and they're not hindering us in any way when it comes to page load speed or that kind of thing. So there's lots of
I've made a lot of videos for the website. Well, the website is quite substantial, as you know.
Yeah, it is.
You are the website. But I think that's definitely another. I think it enhances the user experience because people can read forever, but if you're getting told directly from the person, from the company through video form, I think it makes the entire user experience much more enticing.
Much better, yeah.
And it also helps with that connection. So once again, the power of video.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Okay, so do you get to do much filming on site with the technicians?
Oh, yeah, not as much as I probably should. But I have had some really, really cool experiences filming on site. I probably can't name where I've been out of client confidentiality, but I've been to some really, really old historical sites that I really enjoyed that day filming, being with the guys and them, because you got to realize I'm not a pest control technician. I probably could try and qualify with all the stuff I've been told, but being on site with the guys and the gals is really insightful to me because I've learnt so much and actually seen stuff in person as to what I should look for. And now whenever I go over to people's houses and stuff, I'm like, oh, that's a conducive condition. Oh, you probably shouldn't leave that
funnel
there.
ants.
Yeah, you got funnel ants out the front. Very, very interesting. But I really enjoy being on site. You kind of get to see a different lease of life. You also get to see some of the heartbreak that goes in. Like I've seen some termite jobs that I'm like, wow, gosh, you really, really need to get your home checked for termites, because if it reaches a later stage, I mean, sure, it's really interesting to capture, but you've got to realize that that's a real person, that's a real financial hindrance for them. So that's also been interesting to capture as well. But yeah, being on site with the team is an experience that I do enjoy, but a lot of the time I'm just editing.
Haven't you dug a couple of trenches as well?
Oh my gosh, one of the first times I went out on site was with Tom, and we had filmed all we needed to film. We needed to film a bunch of internal videos, and the camera died at some point. So I filmed the rest of it on my phone and it was fine. But then once we had filmed what we needed to film, we still had like an extra hour. And so Tom, in all his wisdom, was like, "Oh, would you mind helping us dig this trench?" And I'm a newbie wanting to show to my boss that, hey, I'm willing to do it for the company. I'm here. So I dug a trench. I helped with the trenching, and then I ruined my nice dress shoes because I'm an office boy. So thanks, Tom. I'll send you the bill, mate. But yeah, no, it's good fun. It's all good fun.
Just clock it up to experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So sometimes you have to get in front of the camera. Actually, it's quite often, really, because we don't have anybody else have your great skill in front of the camera. Do you like that part, or would you rather just be behind the camera?
Well, I'm in two minds about it. I've probably, like, being behind the camera is like my bread and butter. That's something I've loved since being a kid, making short films and having a mid-tier successful YouTube career. Has kind of, being behind the camera has kind of made me go in front of the camera, because sometimes people don't just want to do it. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it.
I hate it.
Well, I appreciate you being here today. But because of that, I don't mind either one, really. So it just kind of depends on my mood that day, I guess. I think there are strengths that I have in front of the camera and there's strengths that I have behind the camera. Like being here today, I'm like, oh, I hope I'm saying all the right things, doing everything right. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, I really hope that camera's recording, because it's just a tripod there at the moment. And, I'm not able to, make sure the lighting's correct, or if, I don't know, someone walked past and did something silly. Exactly, bunny ears or something. So, it depends on the day. I appreciate both art forms, and I'm lucky that I'm semi-confident in both. And I think that Tom and Kahlee are lucky that I'm semi-confident in both.
Definitely.
Because, I've been in front of the camera here at SPM before.
A lot.
Like, I've done internal training videos that's just me. I've done a lot of promotional stuff for these guys. And I don't know, it's just fun. It's good either way.
I like the art direction bit. Oh, that's the bit I like.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
So can you name a favourite video that you've done at SPM that you might be able to reference for everybody out there?
We've made so many, Nicole.
Yeah, I know.
That's a tough one. I enjoyed all of, so for our newsletters we used to do a thing called SPM News. And as part of the initiative was that we would have some kind of fun skit. And I will always remember Kahlee saying, "Oh, this is the highlight of my month," usually getting to film whatever skit we were doing. And we would have so many funny ones. Well, we would parody.
I love the superhero one.
Yeah, the superhero Pesty Man, where Tom was dressed up as a superhero.
With the big spider. That was
yeah,
so
spider
funny.
taking over Brisbane, I think. That was a good one. But my favourite one, I think, was when we did... Oh, there's two. We did like a My Kitchen Rules parody.
Yeah.
That I thought was so funny. Tom's performance in that is sensational. And we also did one, the chicken nuggets. That's right, the dino nuggets. Oh man, gosh, I should watch that again. And then we did one where we parodied the block, and I think that was also funny because Tom and I were like on a team together, and we were calculating how much the build is going to cost. And I don't know. I enjoy the humorous ones, of course, because then that kind of lets my creativity flourish a bit. And that's another thing that Tom and Kahlee have been very accommodating to, because I got a job in pest control without meeting these guys. I didn't know what necessarily that looked like, because I've got some outlandish ideas, for example, doing a block parody for a pest control company. But my entire role could have been just internal videos, just straight facts, no fun. But part of SPM is that there is kind of room for a joke, room for a jest. And they have allowed my creativity to flourish, and my ideas are not always met with a no. They've met with a, okay, how do we make it the best possible version of that? Which
That's
I
right.
think is kind of a testament to the company and my role here.
Probably if you didn't have that little bit of creativity, you might not be still here after 4 years.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
gosh, if it was stale, I think I'd be a different man. I think.
Actually, I like that. I just remembered. I liked the Family Feud one. That was pretty funny.
Oh, the Family Feud. Yes. Oh gosh, I might make a whole compilation video of all the
I think you
sketches.
should. Yeah.
Or just a Throwback Thursday post on the Facebook. Just every week we just have a reminder of the good old days.
But we did Lego Man pretty well
yes,
together just the other day for the Easter promo. That one's pretty good too.
That's a new favorite of mine. I think the Easter egg one. We did a little video, 30 seconds long, but Tom a few months ago got gifted this quite large Lego Man version of himself, which is pretty cool. It's in his office. It's usually out here. It's in every other episode of the podcast except the one that it's directly referenced in. And for the Easter promo, we had Lego Tom in all of these precarious positions around the office, and around Lego Tom were all these little Easter eggs, and part of the competition was you had to guess how many Easter eggs were in the video. And we had Tom narrating. I did the little mouth animation on the front, and I was really happy with it.
It was great.
I was genuinely happy with the result. And so, we have some fun stuff.
So, what do you like best about working at SPM?
Well, obviously, I enjoy your company, Nicole.
Oh, thank
I
you,
think,
Oscar.
as I said
I
at the
enjoy your
start,
company too.
as I said, like right at the start, if you weren't a right fit for the team and fit for myself professionally, I don't think it will work. But we're just two peas in a pod. We get the job done, and that's what I appreciate. And I enjoy, kind of as I said, being able to let my creativity flourish. I don't feel necessarily. I mean, it's tough sometimes trying to figure out what works for pest control.
Yep.
But I've had 4 years experience of that, so I kind of get an idea. But I also enjoy the challenge of this is kind of untapped territory. There aren't many people that can say I do videography for a pest control company.
That's right.
So I enjoy that it is a unique position. I really enjoy the fact that it is unique. And I don't know, I learn a lot about termites, so that's fun.
And I love the Tom Reacts videos. They're pretty funny.
Yes, they're
I
very good.
love Tom's reactions. He's great.
Oh, he's just an interesting human being, Tom Aldridge.
And then the World's Worst Pests.
Yeah,
That was a pretty good series
another
too.
fantastic video series that is popping off on TikTok.
And the Not So Fun Facts. That was a good one too.
That was
Long time ago.
that was one of the OG. I think that's kind of when Tom realized I was a good hire because I did all the internal stuff, but that was an original idea from me to do this little series on all these not so fun facts about pests.
Common pests.
Pests, and made them all really flashy and fun and lots of visuals and music and all the rest of it. And so that's kind of my style.
And Tom Tech, that was a great series too. I love that one. I love that one.
We filmed that in a day, just all these various videos of Tom using technology that's used on the job that we commonly use on the job. And it was really insightful and did well on YouTube, those ones.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Okay, here's the last question is very, very hard, I think. So
Okay.
where do you see video will take you in your career in the future? Where do you see, I don't know, maybe 20 years' time, do you want to win an Oscar?
Years' time.
Win an Oscar? No? Oscar winning an Oscar.
I know, that I've already thought since a very young age that I would make that joke in my speech. Well, look, video has already taken me so far in my life. It's probably a defining feature at this point that I've been able to have a career in it. And, if you told little 8-year-old Oscar, oh, you'd be getting paid to make videos, you'd be like, okay, get out of here. And they'd be like, what are you doing here? I'm 8 years old. But in 20 years' time, my goodness, that is a long while away. But I think I would love to direct something that is on TV. I think that would be cool. Technically, I have. But I don't know if I've ever told you
Story
this,
for another day.
Nicole. Well, I could tell. I'll tell you right now, really quick. There was a competition in 2016 called Focus on Ability, and I made a documentary on one of my old teachers who had this tragic accident.
Oh,
And it didn't win anything in the festival, but I got a text one day saying, "Hey, we loved your short film, and we're showcasing it all. We're showcasing a lot of the contenders on a channel on Foxtel or something. So my parents had recently got Foxtel, and we recorded it. So I technically have done something that's on TV, but I think look, marketing is also kind of my bread and butter. So if I could get into do a televised ad in my life, I think that could be cool. And there's all kinds of awards for ads in television, and I think I would try and chase that and maybe try and help the Australian film industry that is ever growing and something I am passionate about. So in 20 years' time, I hope to have done that.
so Oscar, we were talking about where you see video will take you in your career, and you mentioned about filming on TV. But what about social media? Would you like to do anything in future? Stay in social media?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know where social media is going. It seems to change every day. It will all be run by robots and AI eventually. So, look, there's heaps of potential with social media. Of course, that's going to be a big part of the plan moving forward. But I don't know if social media is the be-all, end-all of my career. But things could change.
Well, you've been doing well so far in TikTok for SPM.
Yes, definitely. Short form is in, but then, there's rumors on the street that long form's taking back over because now you can upload 10-minute long TikToks. So people's tastes change, people's preferences change, people's online preferences change. So I'm not putting all my chips in on it right now. So 20 years time, who knows what social media is going to look like. We'll have little chips in our brain and we talk to each other through thought patterns.
Please, no.
But yes, no, we'll see. We'll just play it by ear, Nicole. Play it by ear.
It's excellent. Well, you're doing a fantastic job at Suburban.
Oh, thank you.
It's a pleasure to work with you. And I think we do great things together, great little team. And I just leave you to do your video stuff. I don't get involved in very much of that, but I'm happy to art direct.
Yes.
And I'll help you with any kind of strategy sort of stuff that you need. But I think we make a great team.
We definitely do. I'm very, very grateful. It helps. It helps when you've got a good team around you. That's a good note to end off on. So thank you, everyone, for listening at home. If you're listening on Spotify, hey, why not rate us 5 stars? And if you're on YouTube, please leave us a subscribe. I've been Oscar. She's been Nicole. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Thank you.
I want a loan to start a small business.
Small business.
I work for a small business.
A small business.
I'm saving money to buy a small business.